Alright, we're going to just kind of test this out with the video, make sure that the mic is working, and we'll see what this looks like. Go through a few things. I was just watching some other videos on YouTube, and just kind of getting some ideas. There's some stuff that I like and don't like. I would say that's wrong, maybe. Like they were talking about putting flat or percentage refines on a wall general. I've been in many Discord discussions, and it's always been the outcome. Flat's the best way to go. There was some other stuff. The dragons. So this was something that I saw too. We discussed in a Discord. So these dragons in your pasture, they don't have the max when you're refining. So if you look at the refine, see range troop HP 1 to 15% for a gold. That's the max. If you were doing a flat refine, let me try to hit a couple real quick, and I'll just cancel. I want to find one that's a flat. There we go. Siege machine attack. 2 to 233. So 233 is the max you could get for a flat refine if you were putting him, if this was the wall general. So let's go and look at thieves, the 1 or 2. And I understand you gotta have 1 or 2 unlocked to get to him, but this is why it's very important. And refine, siege machine attack. He already goes up to 311 for just a purple. So let's try to get, see if we can find a gold real quick. Siege machine attack or a flat gold refine. I'm out of refine stones. I've got to get more. I used them all up in the last event. But, right here, mounted attack. You're up to 664. So, I mean, you're talking a 300 point difference. How this goes a lot higher. So, if you were to max them all out, you know, you're talking 300, 300, 300, 300. That's 1,200 points that you're missing out by using the other dragon. Because a lot of people were saying to use Jalzar on your wall. I don't have him unlocked yet. I went ahead and got Facile with the last event, so I didn't get Jalzar with the one also where you get both of them. But if you look at him, he's the same way. All the refines do not go as high, and the higher the refine, obviously, the stronger your buff. So there's that. And this is the only downside to recording with the laptop. I can't pause it. I can only stop it. So while I'm thinking, it's going to still be recording. Spiritual Beast. We can talk about that real fast. Spiritual Beast and Dragons. So let's go Spiritual Beast. I got most of them unlocked, except for the ones that I didn't get, Kong and Godzilla, because the event went away. I don't think it's ever coming back, and I don't know if they'll ever give us a chance to unlock them. I hope they will, because I really would like them. So let's go through these. So these ones over here, Chimera, Thunderbird, Chiron, Siren, Nine-Tailed Fox, I believe is the other one. Yep, Pegasus is the other one. So all those from here down, from Pegasus down, they're kind of they're a higher tier than the other ones. Scorpion, Behemoth King, Lava, and the Bird of Hurricane. Those, because if you look at them, the way to tell is go to the smelt. They use metals, diamonds, and gold. Pegasus and down use diamonds, the spirit or the crystal, and gold. So you get a little bit, the buffs on them are a little bit better too. And all of them have a debuff. So all of these I use on my subordinate generals because there's not really a need for them. I'll use Bird of Hurricane on my Napoleon for when I'm monster hunting. Because it's got the double drop rate, and I got it really, really high when I was first starting out. But getting them all to level 10 is very important so you can unlock the seals. And we talked about these seals with all the buffs and everything. They're very good. But if you want to use these generals, or use these beasts on generals that you're using to attack, we'll go through them real quick. Chimeron, he's got good ground, so, you know, you would want to put him on Trajan, Elise, or if you got some of the newer coining generals, you throw him on there. He's got a good enemy siege defense, so he is debuffing ground's strength. Ground has a strength over siege, so he would be good on them. And also, too, so when you're adding beast or dragons on the generals, I can show you this real quick. They will take effect for instances like this. Let's look at Elise. So, increases ground troops attack by 30% when bringing a dragon. So if Elise was an assistant, this right here, this 30% right here to any with any dragon will work even when she's an assistant. But if she is the assistant, the dragon's buffs will not work. So all of my range troop HP, which I don't know why that's on like that. I need to refine this. I must have been messing around and didn't do it. But needs all ground refining attributes because it's a ground dragon and it's on a ground general. So, but all these refining attributes will not work if that general is an assistant. But like I said, the assistant will get that one main skill right here will be active, and you'll get that 30%. There was a misconception about that for a while, but it does work. We have tested it, and it does work, I promise. Back to the beast. So these main ones you would want, and you get these through getting the beast scales when the event is going on. So when we talk about that with the events, come down here and scroll across the top. If you don't see the spiritual beast redemption and spiritual beast tab, then you can't get any new spiritual beast while it's going on. And you won't get beast scales. That's the easiest way. Go and look in your monster reports, and you will see under the items gain, you'll see beast scales under certain monsters. So if you're not seeing those, then you can't get the new beast. And they seem to always have right now the last one, and usually you can get either Nine-Tailed Fox or Pegasus almost every time. Siren is harder to find, and I think Cheerin has been harder to find now since they've gotten older. But let's move on to Thunderbird. He is a siege beast. I have him on a siege general. And he is debuffing range. And he's also debuffing ground. So that's pretty good for that, because siege kills range and ground will kill siege. And that's one of the different ones. Siege acts differently because if the buffs are higher, or the buffs are equal, Siege usually will win. But if your ground buff's a little bit higher than the person's Siege buffs, then sea or ground will definitely win. But he's got a ranged troop HP and the siege attack, and you'll see that a lot. Siege and range go together. They work together. They work together well because you have a range bonus. They're also good for reinforcing. Chiron, he is another mounted beast, but like I said, I don't use them for these. I use them for this one, the enemy ground troop attack. I use them for the debuffs on my sub generals, but he does have a pretty decent mounted and ground buffs. And this is the other one, mounted and ground go together. So whenever you see that, you'll usually see like Elise. She buffs ground, but she also has a little bit of a mounted buff. I recommend though focusing on one. So if you're going to use this general or use him, I would probably rather use him on a mounted because he has the attack and a defense buff. So I wouldn't probably put him on a ground general. Godzilla, if you have him, definitely he needs to go on your wall. That's what I would like to do. I would like to put him on. If I wanted to switch out generals, what I would do is I have several wall generals. I got Dewey, Boudica, Leonis, and Leo the Third. So I could switch things out depending on who I am playing my opponent, and that can give me maybe a little bit of an advantage. Kong, he is range troop, and he's got a nice one here, march size capacity. That's always a good buff to have. That helps you out in a lot of things. It increases your march size, but in events like Mayan event, that's very helpful. Well, I don't think. Yeah, I believe the beast is still attached. If you have them and you're doing I'll have to look at that when the Mayan event comes back. And because the higher the capacity, the more troops, and the more troops you have healed at the end help you. But he's a good range, clearly all range, and he debuffs mounted. Siren, and she is kind of like the opposite of Chiron. She has ground and mounted, but she has more ground. And if you look right here, though, this marching ground troop HP. So that is not going to be in effect if you use her reinforcing or if you were to put this on your wall. Marching, I remember I've said in other videos, that's all. If it says attacking ground troop HP or marching ground troop HP, then it is only for when you send that general to attack. But that's a good ground general to add on. We'll go over to Nine-Tailed Fox, another march size capacity. Excuse me. And we see range and siege again together. This one looks like you could kind of go either or, range or siege. There's no difference, and it's debuffing enemy mounted, which is sieges and ranges. Good opponents, a good matchup because range and siege will both kill mounted pretty good. Like I said, siege is different though, it depends on buffs. Mounted buffs are high, you might have a hard time with that siege. Pegasus, marching mounted troop attack, and ground troop HP. This one's kind of all over the board. You know, you have one mounted that's only for attacking. You have a ground troop, and it's only HP, but it's for all the time. And then you have a march size capacity. So that's one. I'm glad I have it on my sub general. Give me that ground. Give me that HP debuff. That's a very important debuff. Anything HP, you want a debuff. That's their health points, hit points, whatever they call them. You know, that's how much damage they can take before they're dead. If their HP is low, you can kill them in one strike. If their HP is high, they might take 3 or 4 hits before they are dead, considered dead. Alright, now we get into these generals. No debuffs. These generals are only for I wouldn't put them on your wall. I wouldn't put them on a wall general. I wouldn't put them on a subordinate city general. Um, this one I use on my secondary monster hunting general, Napoleon. Napoleon and Zhao, I use them and I can kill level 50 Vikings up to 50. And my main mounted general clearly can do that. I can kill up to the Hell Vikings and kill them all. But I can get 0 wounded with Napoleon on hard, so that's good. It helps out our alliance when we're rallying them. But definitely a straight mounted, and pretty much just for monsters I would, because you got the double drop down here. You know, I would use a dragon for PvP, use this one for a monster. Lord of Lava, another ground troop attack, and this one's got a load. No good. Sit there, and if you want to put them on a resource general if you want to, in case you're worried about being attacked, because these are not marching or attacking buffs. If you send this general with a big heavy ground march, you're going to get an extra load so you can carry more resources, expand the resources, so it reduces your time that you would spend at the resource tile, and at the same time you get an increase in your HP, defense, and attack in case you're getting attacked if you're on a server like that. Siege Machine Tag, this is a good one. You could use him on a PvP if you wanted to, if you do not have another dragon to use for Siege. He's got the march size capacity and the buffs all the time. He could be reinforcing. I'd put him on Palace just because Palace has a assistant buff that I would like to be activated when she brings along any spiritual beast or dragon. So make sure that assistant does say spiritual beast if you're going to add this to them. If it says only dragon, like Elise does, a spiritual beast will not activate that buff. And then your Scorpion. You got the march speed and your range attack. So no debuff, good on a PvP, and you'll see I do have that one on Douglas. I'll use him. I've been kind of working on him. He's real. I don't have any other fragments, so he doesn't even have 1 red star yet. So for me, that's not an option right now. But there we go with Spiritual Beast.